Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be walking through how I fixed my issue with my motor guide. My spot lock or pinpoint GPS would continuously turn off every time I turn it on, and come to find out I ran my 8 gauge marine wire too long. It was over 5 feet. So when I talked to the support guys at motor guide, they told me I needed to shorten that wire. So that's what I'm doing today, shorten my wire and also moving my battery for my live scope and Garmin to the back in my Blackpack Pro. So let's get into it. You can see here I have the battery up to the front now, so that's about 21 pounds, and I also have my live scope up here. So with me doing that, I'm having a good bit of weight in the front. So I had my other my live scope battery and my fish finder battery up front too, but I moved that to the back. So hence the reason why you will see me later in the video rerunning wires and setting up the battery inside of the Blackpack Pro along with my 36-volt battery. So let's jump into it. All right, I'm going to be changing out my plugs today. So I had this plug, but now that I'm running my battery in the hull of my kayak, I'm going to be changing it for the Anderson plugs. So we're going to start out by taking off this connector. Unscrew this part here. Oh, I put a lot of tape on here. Alright, let me get this tape off. So I got all the tape off, got the plug taken off, so I want to trim this wire back about 6 inches, so that way when I put my Anderson plugs in, I'm not fighting with this little sleeve. So first thing I'm going to do is trim back this little sleeve. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that should do it. Okay. This stuff has some coating on it, so I'm gonna spray some. I got some contact cleaner. I'm gonna spray on it just to kind of get some of the stuff off. Okay, there we go. That's pretty clean. So ideally you want these wires like pretty even, that way when you put them in your Anderson plugs it goes in perfect. So I got these wire strippers here. I'm going to trim them back even. So sleeves in. Let me make sure it's just straightened out. Start off with the black one, negative. Put that guy in. And I have a couple of crimpers, but I'm going to use this ratchet one to get my first crimp, then I'll squeeze it down with my other ones just to get a tighter crimp. Okay, got my first crimp. But this one is not putting it down all the way, so I'm going to use my other crimps just to make sure that it's tight, because right now it's not tight. Squeeze this down. Okay, that's pretty solid. So now let's do the positive. That's better. So I'm going to start off with this ratchet just to get myself a small crimp. Then I'll use the other one to tighten it down. Somewhat of a crimp. Now let me use my other crimpers to get it down flush. now we're gonna put them inside the connector here. This is an Anderson connector. It's 50 amps. Yeah, I think it's, 50 amps. So should be more than enough for my XI3. XI3. And there you go. You see in there, perfect. So now I'm gonna just go and do my other side on my motor. Alright, so I got my wires ran on the motor side, so that my connection is good to go. Trying to wrap this up, made it nice and neat. Got a 50 amp breaker here that should protect my motor just in case anything happens. So I have it close to the battery, which is the way you want to put it. So let's test to make sure that I actually get 12 volts on my plug here. So let's just verify that. Should be good though. I got them backwards. Okay, we're getting 13 volts, which is perfect. This is a 12 volt battery, so you're always gonna get a little bit more. So let's plug this motor up, make sure it turns on. Power. So I'm going to be sneaking my wire through. This is for my live scope and my Garmin 93 SV. So let's go and snake this through. Alright, that's my cable run. Here we have this guy. He's gonna stick out a little bit, plug into the box. But I have a Black Pack Pro that's gonna be sitting right here. So this one is for my 36 volt battery, and that goes to my rear motor. So alright, so here's the setup, nice and tight. So I'm gonna go and pop a couple screws in there and put the Anderson plug back on. So I got the Anderson plug set up. I have the this guy sealed off. I have a little small hose showing here. I'm gonna have to see if I can plastic weld that. Let me plastic weld that. All right, so I'm gonna heat up this little hole, and then I'm gonna smooth it over with this. So let's go and heat that up. After we have it heated up, I should be able to kind of push this hole closed. Let's see. Pretty much just heating up the plastic and melting it back into itself. Hopefully I don't melt my cover. All right, so I didn't like the way the first one came out, so I opened it back up and I realized I have some more holes. So I'm gonna just show you guys how we can fix these holes that you have inside your kayak. So I have a flat head and a lighter, so I'm gonna just heat it up. I'm gonna keep these two holes, one on top, but these three I'm gonna close. And as you heat it up, you'll see the plastic will start getting sulfur. You can kind of like just push it back into itself. All right, so as you can see, we got all these holes closed. So the only two that we have is for this guy here. So I'm gonna put these guys back together and we should be good to go. Didn't have any more covers like this, and I can't remember the name up here. I'll pop it up on the screen, I guess. But I did have these little waterproof connectors. So I'll pop the hole through here. I think it was 3/4, and I'm gonna pop this in here. And this is gonna be for my live scope and fish finder battery plug. So let me get these in here. This one hanging out, and I'll put a cover on it just like I did this guy. But I'll be able to charge this battery from here as well. So let me turn this one like that, have it like this, and screw this. Now just hook it up to the battery. And now we just go test. And I will put something right here, that way this battery don't move. But we should be able to plug this guy up now. See if I can do this with one hand. All right, let's go check to see if my fish finder works. Oh, that's a good sign. We got power. And let me just show you what it's actually running to. I have a I'm gonna just show you. I have this FPV power distribution. So that's what I plug this guy into. This is the cable that's running back to the battery. This cable right here. And it goes into this guy here. I just have it mounted up against the wall of the hull of the kayak. So there you go. So we're ready to rock and roll now.